So let me show you. I've stitched everywhere. I've stitched this edge, I've stitched over this, I've stitched inside here, I've even stitched these little tabs here, but I have not stitched here or here. But everything else is stitched. So let me show you what the back side looks like. The back side looks like that. I've got a few threads here I need to clip, but you see all the zigzag stitching? So now what we're going to do is we're actually going to cut behind this lace. And what I want to do first, let me get this ready for you. I'm going to cut behind my big circle. And you know, you're just going to have to, and you see I've put the duckbill part up against the lace so it protects the lace. It actually lifts the fabric up. And I'm going to be cutting right down the center, the fabric, in between. And be careful, you know, just kind of watch what you're doing as you go along. The great thing about these scissors is you don't nick your lace near as much as you would if you were using regular pointy scissors. I feel like I'm confident because I've got this protection with this little duckbill side. See, it's kind of messy, but it protects your lace. Let me get through here. I'm going to keep going, and I will hit a point, like when I come up to here, I'm going to hit a place where I can't go any further. So I'm going to clip into that corner there, and I'm going to clip into this corner here. Do you see what I've done? So I can expose this. Now, for this part, pressing the fabric back on this part is going to be easy because it just will naturally go that way. And you might get a few wrinkles in there, but that doesn't matter. You're going to cut that way away in a minute anyway. So you want to cut and press the fabric back. Now on a curve like this, you've got to come in and you've got to make some clips along here because that fabric's got to release, and it's the only way to iron it back flat. So I'm going to go along here and make clips. I might make that one a little bit closer. I'm going to keep them about a ½ inch apart, 3/8 inch apart, on a big curve like this. If you were doing a smaller, tighter curve, you would clip it closer together. But, oops, let me get that out of the way. So then you're going to just press that back. And we're going to be cutting this off later, so, you know, I know it looks a little unsightly right now, but you'll see what we're going to do as I go along. I hope my arm's not in your way. I'll move that so you can see what I've done. Okay, I might need a little shot of steam there. Oh, I'm steaming right on top of that board. So I've opened that up, and you see I have my little tab right there. I'm going to just press this. That's the end of this piece of lace, so I'm going to just press that back. So I'm going to go, I'm going to work on cutting this away and pressing it back, and when I get all this done and I open up my windows, I will come back and show you what it looks like when it's complete, okay? Okay, we're back, and I wanted you to see I've cut away a lot of I cut away the other circle, and I've cut away what will be our window. Now, this piece used to be right here, and as you can see, let me put that's where it was, and I've pressed this back and I've removed this, and I've got these little flaps here. So I'm going to, there's a little, let me find my skewer, well I'll do it with a pen. These little tails, I'm pressing those to the inside, and then there's a tail here, and I'm going to press that back along here, and before I stitch I'm going to starch all this. Now, what I wanted to show you was right here. This is our overlap from this piece of lace. I'm going to cut that right in half. Let me get my little scissors under there, like that, and I'm going to flip it open like that so I can expose this side. We want to just pull it all away from the lace to expose the lace. Now, I'm going to show you what I did to create this. And I what I did was, you could cut straight down the middle and work from there. There's just as long as you cut it away. And you want to leave yourself enough room on this edge and on this edge to flip it back. So I cut this way. It's a little bit tedious, so I wanted you to see how I did it. And I'm cutting all the way down to the bottom till I get to here, and of course cutting into a corner. I'm going to, I'll try to get my hands out of the way. I'm going to cut into this corner here, and I'm going to cut into this corner here. I'll bring it and show you. I know you can't see what I'm doing because my arms are in the way, but if you see, I've made a little triangle there, and so that I can open that. And there's my little tail. Alright, I'm going to cut on the other side just the same exact way. So let me get through there real quick, and I'll show you how to open up that center section too. I've gotten down here. I'm going to cut my little triangle, cutting into this corner and into this corner so I can open that up. And see, I have this piece here. So I'm going to carefully, without, just above that header right there, you have to be very careful not to cut the header of that lace, meaning this lace right here. So I'm going to cut into this, let me separate that, this way, and leaving myself just, a little 3/8 of an inch or 1/2 an inch. I know it looks crazy, but I am always making sure that my lace is out of the way under my scissors. And I've cut this little chunk away here, so I've cut that chunk out, and I'm going to cut into this corner like that, and I'm going to cut into this corner like that. This would be really hard to do without these great scissors. So then what I'm going to do is, since I'm going to be folding all this back, now we're going to cut, we're going to go back and zigzag along these lines again, and then we're going to trim all of this extra seam allowance stuff away. So I'm going to just press all this back and prepare this and starch it, and then we're going to go to the sewing machine. We're back at the machine, and I've got it set on the same exact zigzag, the 2.0 length and the 1.5 width, same needle, same thread. And I'm simply going to just zigzag again right over that fold edge. One side of the needle is kind of catching the edge of the lace, and the other side is catching the fold of the fabric where I've got that pinned back, or pressed back, not pinned back. And it's a little messy, but as you come, this is important because I'm about to come to a little intersection here. So I'm going to pull this out of the way so I can sew all the way, let me get a pin, all the way to this point. And then I'm going to stop right there. I know that when I start sewing this edge, I'm going to be coming across here and catching the bottom. When I sew this edge, I'll come from here to here. So you've got to just kind of know when to move something out of the way to stitch it. And let me go ahead and finish this line. Alright, I'm going to stop right there. So let me finish sewing all of this, and then I'll bring it back to the table and I'll show you how to cut away all of this excess fabric.